Here we are again. Next gig, we are at Linvilla Orchards. Behind me is the stage. And the event that we are at today is the Food Truck Frenzy. Just a moment, I'll pan to some of the food trucks that are set up here. But it's a great event, goes till about 11 to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's 2 bands that will be on this stage today, so we'll transition between both of those. Talk a little bit about the setup that we're going to do. And we're a little early, so only a couple of the food trucks are set up, but basically the area for the music here is this picnic grove. There'll be a couple of food trucks set up around here, and then way back where those trees are behind the buildings there'll be even more food trucks, probably 30 or so in total. It's a really big food truck festival. It's going to be a beautiful day today. There'll be a lot of people running through here, but we'll go ahead and we'll get set up. Just a quick look at the stage that they use here at Linvilla. So it's just a couple of stage decks here. And we'll see in a little bit, there's no power directly behind the stage. We have to run from the house behind to get one circuit. And then to get our second circuit, there's a garage over here to the left that we'll pull power from. So as far as wedges, what I've been using for a couple of years now is the DB Technologies FMX series. They're active monitors. They've worked really well for me. A lot of compliments from bands that have used them. Now I have some various sizes here. I have 10s, I have 12s, I have 15s. So for this gig, because we have a smaller footprint on the stage, I'm using the 10s, which have always gotten the job done here. And then back by drums, we actually have one of the 15 models. Now I really try to keep my stage clean, keep my cable runs clean. We haven't run power yet, we're getting to that. But what helps me in that endeavor is using Siamese cables. So these happen to be the Elite Core model. There's different companies making them, but they essentially include XLRs and power run together. Now, on the other side of my rack, I have a DL32, but what I've done is I've put this ART breakout box here so that it gives me an area closer to stage, or at least behind, so I can do all my patch, have my cable mesh kind of over on this side rather than where I might be walking or on the other side to check wireless or run things from the computer there. I also have XLR 2-channel Snake. Now, for this main, we're just running a 25-foot XLR to Meyer Ultra X40. And then we're running the dual XLR out to the subwoofer, which is a JBL SRX 828, and then to the other Ultra X40 over there. Now, the dual Siamese, what I do, or the dual XLR, I run subs on aux, so the sub gets its own channel, and then I break off of that extra XLR there to a 25-foot XLR cable, and then over. Just feel like it helps a little bit during the pack out as far as not having to run a huge 50-foot cable to coil up at the end of the night. Now I can roll up these Siamese cables quick and easy, so it's like a 2-for-1, right? Rolling up 2 cables, but it's all in one. Alright, the band's starting to show up, so we're getting the drums, we're going to start getting stuff mic'd up here. But here's how we have our system deployed today. So we really want to try to keep the sound within this bowl here. So we have the speakers tilted down a little bit.
Looks good, looks good. Walking on sunshine, walking on sunshine. Wow! Let's hear it for the McChords. Right.
All right, the band's on the break, so I figured I'd detail a little bit about how the rack is set up here. This is the big rack I bring out when I usually have my trailer with me. And yeah, so starting at the bottom, I have an old PC that I had no use for, so racked up in here and use it for typically for multi-tracking and for playing music, background music. And then also use it for some mixer control too, if needed. It's hard networked in with the mixer. So then we have our Whirlwind distro box, which we're not using today because we only have 120 amp running. Then a little trip light, voltage regulator, just as a kind of a safety there. We got our Midas DL box. And then we have our drawer for wireless. So there's 4 wireless SLX D mics in there. And then we have our drawer for miscellaneous battery charging. The SLX D receivers, there's 4 of them in here. M32C, which is which we use on a lot of gigs these days, just run wireless and use the M32C as the brains. But for larger gigs, if we need to put out the M32 larger mixer or any combination of the other mixers, X32 series, M32 series we have, we can always connect right into that DL or run like monitor, digital splits, different things like that. Of course, up top here we have our keyboard and a little touchscreen monitor that hooks in for controlling the computer below. Now, one thing that has really come in handy is this Milwaukee Packout. Now, I got the idea from another YouTube, and if I remember, I'll try and link who it was below. Now, I have the big workstation rack, similar to that with all drawers in it. And it's great. It works out great. It makes like a little table and everything. But a lot of times what I find is I'll have gigs that I don't need to bring out the trailer for or don't want to bring out the trailer for. And that's where this Milwaukee Packout really shines, because now I can bring everything with me, starting with the power blocks on the bottom. And then I'm pretty much divided between 3 types of XLR lengths. I have 25 foot, and then 3 foot for patches, and then 10 feet. I also have some Cat 5 Ethercon cable I use with Whirlwind boxes. It's just the analog Cat 5, but it gives me 4 channels. One of them's a Whirlwind DI box, the other one's just a regular Stage Snake. And then I have just some IEC cables, miscellaneous cables, and little adapters and things up in the top drawer there. And then the big guy here is what gets the majority of my cables. So the 25-foot Siamese cables tuck in there, power cables. So for smaller gigs, majority of my cabling fits right into that Milwaukee Packout right there.
It's a dirty old town. It's a dirty old town. I met my
And that's a wrap for the day. So it's about 6 p.m. right now. Band ended at 5, so it took about an hour just to pack up by myself. Again, the organization really helps with the tear down, getting everything back in its place, and trying to coil efficiently as many cables or as little cables as possible at the time. And everything went really well. I would have been done a little bit earlier. Some of the organizers came over just to chat a little bit. And other than that, we are going to get on the road. It's about an hour drive home. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe.